Welcome everyone to Arsenal Los Angeles. I am your host, Logan. Today we're going to be doing post-match interviews. First off, we're going to be starting with our branch manager here in LA, Taylor. Great guy. What a game we had today. I know he's got a lot to say. We had a little technical difficulty, so if you'll go ahead and skip ahead through that part, and you can just see where the video drops out. The audio's good, but skip to the part where the video gets back. We're going to be working through those better for next time. Sorry again for that. But yeah, what a game. Please, if you will like, share, and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. We're just starting out. This is the first interviews that we're going to be going out. Really excited to keep moving forward. We just can't wait to give the voice to the fans here in America. We want to interview people all over the United States. So if you're watching somewhere else, we want to know about you. We want to interview you. So please email arsenallosangeles@gmail.com and we'll get in touch with you. Yeah, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and transition into that. Hope you guys enjoy. Please, again, share, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Thanks again. Come on, you Gunners. My man.
Yo, bro.
How we doing?
You're doing all right. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. We have Taylor in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. This is Arsenal Los Angeles post-match interviews. And this is the OG, the legend in the house.
Oh,
this is
man,
the CEO in the house. Yeah, man. So I'm doing good. I can't say I'm like upset. I'm thrilled with how we played, considering, but yeah, overall, not upset. I'm in a good mood. We'll take this moving forward.
Exactly. I think that, we kept a clean sheet.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't lose.
And
I think that if Saka were playing this game, we probably would have won.
Yeah, 100%. That creativity was thoroughly missed.
It was, but we'll take it and we'll move.
Tierney too. Can you imagine Tierney, Saka? I mean, that...
I think it says something about where we're at in our development. We missed our best players today, I think, or at least a couple of them. And had they been playing, I think we would have won that game.
Definitely.
Sure. I mean, it's easy to say that, after a 0-0 draw. And that's not to say that United didn't have their chances. They certainly did. And I thought they put in a good shift for the most part.
Yeah.
But I really think that Tierney, Saka, they would have really made the difference today.
No, absolutely. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. It was thrilling to see without those two that we could actually be creative and attacking and come up with new players that are, just shining for once. It was nice to see David Luiz. He had a great game. He was my man of the match today. I think in the first half we were a little flat, but having them attack us for 30 minutes in the first half was a super solid performance by our defense. Bruno Fernandes should have had a goal off the free kick. He should have had a goal off the play, but he missed wide, thankfully. And it just, I think all of those things considering, it's so much improvement from the last 2 months of where we've been. Confidence, style of play, direction, everything. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Fernandes, his free kick, I said it to my brother when it was happening. I said, top corner, it's going in. That is his.
Leno was out of position. Yeah. And he's just sick.
He is. He's a phenomenal player. He's also a terrible, terrible cheat. And I mean, don't get me started on that. I think that several of their players questionably should have been taken off at some point. But
yeah,
I think that David Luiz, if we're talking about him, to be fair, at the beginning of the match, I smelled that red card coming for him. I really did. Especially when Cavani started. I assumed automatically that he'd get it. But he put in work.
It's not too far-fetched to believe, Exactly. I thought the same.
No, it's not. But luckily today he showed his professionalism and his experience, and we got the good David Luiz.
Mm-hmm.
I also have to give a mad big up to Rob Holding, who
Rob Holding's brilliant today.
I quote that he said, "I'm sorry he didn't cost 50 million."
Yeah, of course.
Something to that extent. I mean, the guy has just been great for us this season, and I'm struggling to think of where we would be without him in the side right now.
Yeah, we'd be in a lot of trouble. Honestly, we really be. Am I frozen on your screen?
You're frozen and there's some feedback.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Did you turn off your camera?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, what the heck is going on? Am I frozen on your end?
No, you're good to go, man. It's definitely my. I was having a problem earlier with Robbie's, but he was freezing. Interesting.
Uh-oh. Do you want me to?
How do we work this?
What was that?
This is my first time doing this. FaceTime camera. Yes, that's it. Interesting.
You want to hang up and reconnect?
Yeah, let me try that. Let's do that. Oh, there we go. Is that it right there? All right. I must have done something right. Okay. Well.
We had some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, right? Gonna happen, especially the first times.
We'll edit this in post-pro.
Yeah. But back to it. I definitely go ahead. Back to what you were saying.
I think Rob Holding needs to get some credit today. He was immense. He's been great for us the last several games, and without him, I am having a hard time thinking of our center pairing.
Yeah.
It seems like he fits into pretty much every single one we have.
Absolutely. He's definitely been a pillar for us in the back. With Mari, with Luis, with Mustafi, with whoever he's been playing with, he's really hats off, Rob Holding. Thank you very much.
Definitely. I mean, like that's the sort of consistency we want to see from a player. You got Saka who can play in 20 different positions.
Guy's a genius.
You have Rob Holding who seemingly pairs well with, all the guys that we're playing with him. So if he can keep it up, I think it's a really good win for us this season. His development, he just re-signed. I think it's a good thing. Also, absolutely. I wanted to say, I have been seeing a unfathomable amount of hate for Willian today.
He played good. I'm the biggest critic. I'm the biggest critic. We're the biggest critics of him. We were talking so much, but he played great. I have really minimal bad things to say about Willian today.
I think he fluffed that chance. I think he should have taken it first time. But aside from that, I think he put in the type of shift that we all want him to put in and expect him to put in when he's playing for us. I don't want him starting games for us. I think all of that time should go to young players or people that are part of our long-term vision. But if he's going to come on, this is the sort of work I expect him to put in. Personally, I would have put Odegaard on instead of him. But all things considered, I think he did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, how many runs did he make into their defensive third where he won a free kick for us? And then that ball to Pepe, true. Pepe should have. It was an amazing save by De Gea, but Pepe should have scored that, and it should have been a goal. But De Gea just was out of his skin, I think he probably got like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. But that's the kind of shift, like you're saying, we need that consistently week in and week out. And I think that he's going to start gelling more with our system if he really puts that kind of effort in. We haven't even seen him want to play. Like before today, I don't even think it looked like he wanted to play.
No, he definitely looked interested. And I think aside from Fulham and maybe the other Manchester United game, this was probably his best game in an Arsenal shirt.
I think so.
And look, I don't expect I don't expect him to put 10 out of 10 shifts in for us. I don't expect him to win games for us, but what I do expect him is to add that level of security that comes with being a top level player for as long as he's been.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that kind of career in the Premier League. Yeah, like that's the reason we bought him, is for that career that he's had at Chelsea and the success he's had there. And we know he's capable because we see these performances every once in a while from him. So and I think that this is hopefully moving forward, more confidence building for him. So Willian, hats off, man, for real. Good game today. I personally, I think the only player that had a off day today was Partey. I think he was like a 5 or a 6. There were just passes that he could have made that caused the counterattack immediately. He kind of seemed out of position a few times and losing the ball. It just wasn't his best day. But like I don't expect him to be perfect either. He played a great one last time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect him to be perfect every time. This was definitely, I think, his worst game for us.
But he still played decent.
He does, and I think that a lot of people expected him to play this role as like a creative playmaker, and like don't get me wrong, he is good at that,
Hmm.
but that's not the core focus of what he does. And I realized that he came to Arsenal so that he could be a bit more creative and be a bit
Hmm.
more free flowing, but that's not what he's best at.
Okay.
Although I will
I
say
agree.
there was one moment during the game today that took my breath away because we don't see players on this team doing it as much. He took the ball in our own half and he just brought it all the way up the pitch, right? And he
I
ended up
love seeing
laying
him
off
do
that
that.
final pass.
Yeah.
It missed the mark a little bit, but he drove that play forward all on his own. He had people chasing him,
I love
and we
watching him
need
weave
to
through the
see
center.
more.
Hmm.
Exactly. We need more of it because
Him and
for the
Odegaard will
last
be
few years,
so good, right? Like watching
that's
those
what I think.
two, like I can't wait because Odegaard when he came on for the 5 minutes that Arteta put him on, disappointing. Honestly, like
Yeah, I mean, so much of our play has revolved around the wings and the overlap, and I feel like Partey has it in him to take the initiative, take the ball forward. But now that he has Emile Smith Rowe and potentially Odegaard to lay the ball off to,
hmm.
I think we unlock so much more from this team. We
Yeah,
got to see a little bit of it today, but
we did. We really
I'm
did.
really excited to see what.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, next week at Burnley, like we have to win. We've been scoring 2 goals, 3 goal games. We have been. So to see a week from now where Odegaard fits into things with Smith Rowe too, because now we have options, and that's a good thing. Them
I,
competing for first
I
time
was
is
gonna
great.
say, sorry to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
our next game is Wolves, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I'm sorry. You're right. It's Wolves. You're right. I'm sorry. Burnley's
Yeah,
after that.
but even still, your point I think still stands because Wolves have a decent midfield.
They do.
I don't, even though they have had a hard season, and I think the injury to Jimenez has been really hard on them. I still think they're a decent side. It's been rocky
Neto's
for them, but their
dangerous.
midfield has they've got a lot of dangerous
They're
players. And
dangerous.
so I'm a lot more confident going into this game, knowing that we have a couple more creative players in that midfield area that we can use because Willian as a 10 was not working. I think
Yeah.
that playing him on the left today was a good idea.
Hmm.
And we need to put these creative guys where they live and breathe and just let them go to work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't playing people out of position is like that seems like it's just we're done experimenting. Like we've had our experimental phase and it really wasn't successful. And now we have something that's clicking and working week in and week out. I mean, we haven't this is the seventh game in a row that we haven't lost or the eighth game. Is this the eighth game?
I
In the Prem, right?
one of the two, but we've
Yeah,
also
seven or
kept a
eight.
lot of clean sheets, and there's
Hmm.
something to be said about that.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're
I, I
starting to
think
really
that
click.
I think that Mikel was losing favor with a lot of people because he was doing all of this experimentation, and engineers say this all the time. You got to fail fast. If you're going to fail and do a bunch of experiments, that's fine, but just move on.
Get it out of the way.
Don't dilly-dally. And he was, yeah, exactly. And he was dilly-dallying. And now we're at a position where I feel like he's learned his lesson and he's making the adjustments he needs to make. So going into Wolves, I'm feeling good. Hopefully the team can get a result. I,
Yeah.
it's funny. A few weeks ago we were getting relegated, says everybody else, but here we are.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I mean that's no doubt. I can't say I wasn't concerned, and I can't say that I wasn't thinking Arteta out. I was definitely on the verge, man. I was like, what's going on?
Well,
I'm an impatient in
look,
person. I'm impatient. I can't lie. I can't lie.
I look
But I'm glad
the
that they
the
stuck with him.
the Yeah, I mean, I understand the need and the desire to want immediate results, but I don't think there's any scenario in which this Arsenal team gets that right away.
Yeah,
I
we
think
got to
this is a
build.
project. Yeah,
Hmm.
if there's a guy that's gonna take us there, I'm glad it's one of our own.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
And I think that
but
the Lampard situation is a perfect example of like just you need to trust your manager because I don't think they gave him enough time. I'm glad that we have faith in Arteta because yeah, he knows the thoroughbred Arsenal way and he played that way and he was a captain of this club He's going to bring us into the future, the way that we want to. So I'm really excited to see how we keep playing. We got to give him some more time to make signings. And, this is Odegaard. We'll see if this is a good one. How much time do we have left in the transfer window? Is it ending in a few days? It's the 31st, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it's tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
Well, today's the 30th. So tomorrow's the last day. Here's the way I look at it. We have the next several months to develop some youngsters and develop our loans and see where it goes. I think that, the expectations are pretty low on a lot of these players. So if we can just put in some work, I think that's all any of us could ask for at this point.
Yeah.
We're on a long journey here.
Hector Bellerin didn't play too shabby.
He was okay.
He was okay. He wasn't outstanding. I mean, the funny thing is, he didn't stand out in a bad way or a good way, which is a good thing, I guess, because he's been making some questionable runs and plays, but it was good to see him at least.
I think there's too much back passing going on. It's something that bothers me a lot. It's not just him, but the back passing is killing me.
Yeah.
I thought that Pogba had an interesting game and that I felt sort of similar first half. I almost didn't notice that he was there.
Yeah, I didn't see him at all.
About that. But he certainly showed himself a bit more second half. Look, I mean, is it a result that I think any of us are jazzed by? No, but will we all take it? I think both teams would probably say yes at this point.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but hey,
no, I definitely the United fan that I interviewed earlier said the same thing. No, it was yeah, man, I'm not mad, I'm not happy about it, but it's better than losing, because it's so vital for us to get points, both of us, because we're already 2 games ahead of people. We have 2 games that we've played before many of our competition for mid-table or Europa or top 4, and vice versa for them with battling for the title.
Yeah, in closing, and this is, I guess, the last thing I'll say, with Everton dropping points today to Newcastle, these are the sorts of games that will, I mean, I know it was against a Big 6 rival, but these are the sort of games that will come back to haunt both teams at some point.
Yeah.
And this, I feel, is happening to a lot of teams this season because of how tight it is. People are just not capitalizing on those moments when they could go ahead.
Third. Yeah.
I think that right now the top 10 is pretty damn wide open.
Oh, it's wide open.
Yeah, the way everybody's. I'm not saying that any of the bottom half of that are going to win the league, but I'm just saying that I
separated by 10 points.
4, yeah.
First place to us is 10 points, 11 points. So, I mean, that's 3 games, that's not much, and there's plenty of season left.
Yeah, it's a weird season for sure.
A weird season.
I think that people will remember it for a very long time, whatever happens.
Certainly. All right, well, Taylor, man, thank you very much for coming on. A pleasure to have you. Always a pleasure to have the OG on us, man.